now.
Yeah.
Cast landing.
It's opening.
Yeah,
I saw something. I'm gonna say a Blakesville. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Say, do you know the one that pisses me off?
Which one?
Dowinia. Guess the name they give Dowinia.
Dowingham.
Dowington or bro. Why?
Okay.
Oh my days. Ooh.
They said we are rolling.
They see me rolling. They hate it. That's all that's in my mind right now. Oh my days.
What's up?
I do.
I feel like my. You know who that reminded me of?
That's it. Yeah.
You know who that reminded me of?
What? Tell me. Action. Please.
Hello, guys. Today I'm going to act like someone who they have broken up with them. Oh my god. Why?
That guy go though. I think his clout has died down.
Really?
I mean, I am not paying attention to him
anymore. I follow him actually. Right. The gimmick, the whole like action thing, it it's sort of gotten it's diminished a bit.
Right.
But he does cooking content now. And he cooks really, really good food.
He cooks. The last thing I saw of him was him doing fun. It was still comedy. He was wearing like really interesting clothes. That was the last thing I saw, but I have not paid attention to
Islamic.
him to see
he's such a good
I think he's found a great niche for himself. We don't have this is very speculative, but I've not seen a lot of Muslim influencers in Ghana. So I think he'd make a killing if he's able to like consistently go at it.
Why are you looking at me?
Because they're Muslim influencers.
Me, I don't cook like that. You know,
it was my jollof. Yeah.
Oh no, wait. You don't have to bring family business into the public.
No, cooking, Muslim, jollof. Exactly.
Next time.
Please.
But yeah, he's so good. Do you know wasawasa? I don't think you know.
Wasawasa, I've heard of it. I've eaten wasawasa, yeah.
He made wasawasa. I was like from scratch.
Just relax. When I'm done with the what's I will call you, okay? So go to Sister Buju Culture Hold. These children with water waste.
That's a lot of work.
Amazed, yeah.
Yeah.
I was amazed. I don't even know the process of making wasawasa. It's
you just eat wasawasa.
Exactly. It's one of those food you don't know how they make it, but you know you like it.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
Anyways, we're here again to yap.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today?
Yeah. Is it yapping though?
I mean, yeah, it is.
But discussing serious issues, like Jaden Smith said, the economic state of the world.
I was telling my friend the last time, she sent me something, and I was like, this is so unserious. We need to talk about the social.
I think I'm that friend though. I send a lot of funny stuff to my friends.
Stupid things. Like, what do you mean? Like, we are not progressing anywhere. What kind of friendship is this?
People are sending dips in stocks and things to their friends.
Exactly. Like,
videos.
People are talking about Apple stocks and whatnot.
Oh my days. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Speaking of friends, I shared an idea with a friend sometime that you know how in other cultures, in other parts of the world, they do this whole roommate thingy. Like, oh, you and your friend decide to go and rent a place and you have a house.
Yeah.
And you're paying the mortgage together, whatever. I think it's such a cool thing. Is this something you would be open to at some point? I
actually spoke about it with my best friend. We're like talking about, we're going to buy land.
Eesh.
But
sad.
I'm right somewhere with you. You know what's crazy? You know, you can dream.
Oh wow.
No, because you can dream. The thing is, I felt like looking back, it was definitely a big dream. It was a long shot, especially from where we're starting. Because
how long ago was this? How long ago was this?
A year ago.
Okay.
We could barely pay our rent. Barely. We are sitting there like, okay, Faustina. I don't know if I should have said her name. But I'm like, okay, so we are going to save this. We're going to start this investment account. Right. Then we are going to
save towards getting a land.
We're going to buy separate it and whatever.
Land. Getting lands in Ghana has become very expensive.
Accra.
Oh. Okay, well, Accra, you are right. Accra and its environs these days, because I think the Accra thing is trickling now. Cast landing.
It's opening.
I saw
something. I'm gonna say Ablekuma is Ablexville. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Do you know the one that pisses me off?
Which one?
Dowinya. Guess the name they give Dowinya.
Dowingham.
Dowington or bro. Why?
Dowingham. I should have taken
Dowingham or something. Yeah. Why?
Let me see if I'll find.
No, but like
Ablexville.
you know, I think that's what's happening. More and more people are struggling to afford rents in central Accra.
Yeah.
And you have to go outside of Accra, like the Ablekume, towards Kaswa and Pogwase, all of that.
The societies and economies of those places are opening up to...
Because the population is trickling down to those places.
Yeah.
And that brings a very serious conversation to be had. How business, because Accra has become the central business district, a lot of companies are in Accra, more people are moving... It has always been a thing, right? But there's a lot of pressure here and people are going outside Accra. So transportation from those places to the heart of Accra has become difficult.
You know, the whole conversation about transport in this country has become a mainstream issue. When something becomes a Twitter conversation, it's
serious. Transport and accommodation, right?
Yeah. But it's the transport thing it's to the point where so there's so much demand, the supply is low, and so those who can supply are obviously inflating the prices. From Circle to Achimota, you tell you take 10 cities. Then so usually when you go to Circle, the Pokwase and Sawam areas, that stretch, nobody goes from Circle to Achimota.
Right.
And doesn't continue.
Obviously.
But then, instead of saying Pokwasi, they'll say, Achimota. Mudra Achimota now.
And they'll continue.
You see, the thing that pisses me off.
It's a fresh journey.
They will make you, they'll offload you.
Like goods.
Exactly. Like, some people will be like, you see, here's the thing. And when Kasa means yao, mate, me say, Muba Twaso Ako Pokwasi. Obeka said, you.
Please.
I don't know. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with
that thing pisses me off. There was a time I used to come from when I used to live alone.
Yeah.
That sounds so nice to say. When I was living on my own and I had my place.
And your cats. Or you don't have cats. Do you have cats?
We do at home. Yeah. Lots of cats.
How many?
Too many.
Oh shit. We have 2.
Double digits, too many.
Okay. 20 something.
Over a dozen.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's not crazy.
It is. That's too much. And you can identify all of them.
Not really. It's just a huge family of cats.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I was thinking about how I used to experience the same thing when I used to live at Kwabenya. So I used to work at
I thought it was Hachu.
Somewhere.
It was Kwabenya.
No, so I used to be at Hachu in Kwabenya.
You've been
I'm not there anymore, so I can say it. Okay. But when I used to be at Kwabenya, I used to work somewhere in Nima. Now from Kwabenya to Nima, I would have to go through, like you said, Achimota, Circle, all those places. And then the last stop would be Circle so that I can continue to Nima because of the journey.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, Kwabenya to Dome.
Yes, they would
then from Dome to Circle.
Because when you chop it up, you get more money.
That was so annoying. It was so annoying to me because, first of all, I was living alone. The pressure of paying rent and all my utilities and feeding myself, then transportation and everything else in between. Then you're telling me that the mate is trying to use his mind for me. That was insane to me. And it was a lot of pressure for me as a young person. Right? That reminds me of today's topic.
But it brings, I was going to say that it brings us into today's topic about living with your parents, to live or to leave. Oof.
Bars.
Yeah. To live.
Or to leave.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You know, I come from...
You know what? I rate it.
The school of finance.
It's all the music you listen to, all the rappers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's all the... I told you.
Yeah.
Anyways. So what do you think, though?
To live.
No, but currently, what's your current...
I'm living large with my parents.
Is it large?
Truly, I'm balling. Honestly.
Really?
The reason I'm so excited to say it because the pressure. You know, I just mentioned how there's a lot of pressure on me. And there's not that it was pressure I couldn't handle. I think it was unnecessary pressure. For the time that I was dealing with all of that, for the time I lived alone, it worked. It was necessary. There was no way I was going to live with my parents and deal with all the things I needed to while living alone because the location of my work. You know how Accra is. We just discussed that. So it was necessary at the time. But now that that's not the case anymore, and I'm living with, and I've not left.
So as someone who has been through both, weigh the pros and cons for me.
Pros and cons. Which one should I start with?
Pros
living or leaving?
Let's start with living.
Living. Pros, the good parts. Yeah. So the pros of
LAFA Babe.
No, I always make sense. It's one of those things. I mean, so the pros of it is that living with my parents, I don't have to stress about rent. That's the most important and most expensive bit, right? Having to pay rent.
I think that the rent issue in Ghana is a source of psychological issues for us. And I think it needs to be explored. Like, some of us are actually a bit crazy because of that. Like,
wait, about the fact that you need to pay rent or the amount of money you need to cough up?
Mental health issues for us.
Because you're constantly thinking. I'm trying to understand how that...
Rent. There's a direct line between mental issues among the youth and rent in Ghana here. That's what I'm saying.
That's interesting. But yeah, I can understand because it's a lot to deal with when you have to think of affording rent. So, aside the fact that you need to afford and over a year's worth of rent. Exactly.
There's no structure.
Exactly, right? So over a year's worth of rent, sometimes 2. These days I hear it's 2 of rent. So imagine you don't even get rents like single rooms for like 300 cedis anymore. It's a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Times 24 months. That's a 20-something-year-old.
If someone tells you there's a 300 Ghana cedis, you know that it's a slum. It's a slum within a slum. Now,
do you understand? And it's a scam.
Maybe agents no lungo before you get to where you're going. Now you cry. You're probably settled on becoming a street person. You decide to.
That's insane though. But pros, definitely not having to pay the rent at all or thinking of all the things that have to come with raising money for the rent, even if you're financially capable. Taking a chunk of money from your coffers is a lot. Agent fee. Even looking for a place, that's even at the start of the process, looking for a place, because like you said, there's no proper structure. I've seen people try to do stuff like that where they have websites that can help you find a place easily.
I've seen some of those,
It's Facebook groups, especially the scam is a lot. I get why you said it's a sort of mental stress to people.
Sister,
the process drains you.
It does.
Right now, when you finally get a place and you're in the place,
and no see another problem. And look, I'm just, I don't know if I feel like, so I've been through a situation where the landlord, or I would say landlady, was almost evil. Like, honestly, I was telling my friend, like, she's giving me Chewa vibes. And that was at the very beginning. So I was like, this woman is giving me bad vibes.
Why, though? Evil is such a strong word.
Bro, it was so... I feel like some things you
can't one of those share. People... Sorry, I'm sorry.
At some points, we didn't have water.
I just remembered something.
There was water. There was water in the house, but she wouldn't give us access to the water. She wanted us to buy, right?
From her.
But then they locked the poly tank. So how are we going to buy the water and fill the tank? Bro.
That's evil. Crazy. Yeah.
Sabia levels of evil. I'm not even joking. Like, it was actually pretty bad.
But that's the thing. And all of these things come back to the lack of regulation or structure around renting. And even the fact that there's a rent control, but a lot of these things are not checked, like basic conditions of a house. The state of the apartment.
They don't even have the car.
Do you understand? It's like a whole other conversation about these government agencies and how a lot of them are not well resourced to do the things they're supposed to do. Actually, this is besides the point. But I remember when I went to the police station, said I should pay for dropping. Hey, Charlie, my heart.
Oh my god!
But it's that bad. Yeah. But that is besides the point. The point is, there's not even like proper structure to how a lot of these places that we even rent are supposed to be, such that if I come to your room and there's black mold and you're renting it to me, and there are lots of apartments like that. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It can kill. It's bad. Yeah. People have allergies and stuff. People react to this. Absolutely hazardous.
Yeah, but I think I heard a story of
there's no standard. Yeah, people have died, right? But that and so like the water thing you said, your house should have running water when you're. I mean, obviously there's Ghana water issues, but there should be the guarantee that there's water and alternate sources. Before you come and charge me 1,500 a month, I know people pay rent in thousands, and then they are dealing with water issues as well. Like, how are you telling me this story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's part of the pros I have at my dad's house. I don't have to think of any landlord locking pipe. What do you mean I'm locking the poly tank?
Exactly.
Which is empty in the first place.
People, you know, I mean, I've seen a lot of people share that living with your parents, I guess this would be a con. That one also has its own mental issues. Like, it's literally maybe...
There's a thing they say online that you pay for your rent in your parents' house, your mental health.
Exactly. Like, you actually have to sacrifice that. But when you have to rent, and that's also affecting your mental health, you're paying two things. You're paying money for that, but you're also having to deal with these like structural issues and probably a very horrible landlady who is disturbing you or something like that.
In the money. I think the money is the most important one for me. Like, the way you just wake up one day and landlord will come and knock your door. Oh yeah, to rent more.
Yeah, that one too.
In a lot of things. And I think, I guess, honestly, I'll choose living with my parents. I mean, accept the situation. And there are so many reasons, which we should be discussing. Why are people even leaving their parents' houses to live alone? Why would you even leave your parents' houses?
Okay, so I was thinking about that because I feel like I don't know. I'm thinking it's a postmodernist thing. So on one hand, you have a generation that is not rushing to get married. Do you understand?
Okay.
Now, you by this time, you have 5 children.
That's funny, but okay. I guess what you mean, but okay.
It's like you're moving from your parents' house straight into a man's your husband's house or something.
Your family, your new family's house.
Exactly. Really. So you don't have to think about. And also, of course, there's the inheritance system where when their son is getting married, they'll give him a house or they'll help him set up, things like that.
Have a house,
and so we had like these cultural structures for that. But now, in the name of we are modern people and digital.
You say like it's a bad thing.
Progression. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that I guess we've gotten to a point where I think in terms of modernist developments, we've come so far.
Right.
And I think we're sort of hitting a certain extreme that people are reining themselves in like, okay, maybe we need to try and combine the pros of both. And so hypermodernity maybe is
nowadays. I feel like we're writing a research paper. All these big words. Postmodern is hypermodernity.
She like using big English. Okache me so okoto groceries so say wan no okoto benku aba. Groceries so if I want to understand the meaning of the groceries so say wan.
She's doing the groceries.
No, I'm going to get groceries so say wan. No okoto benku.
All those slides that I had to chew. I'm pouring here. Anyways, so those things. I think that's the reason. Because now we have a generation that wants to be independent,
explore,
get their own thing.
Find themselves.
Everybody wants to get married
reports
in their 30s
and research to support what you're saying. That more young people are taking their time to get married, taking their time to give birth, basically settle and commit and stuff like that. And like you said, it's modernity, right?
But it's a little much.
Don't you think it's a great thing though?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not necessarily conservative or very traditional, but I think you have to think about this thing as from a logistics and like finance standpoint. Can you afford this, independence?
Right.
Can you do it? But even if you can afford it, do you have to? Do you understand?
Yeah.
And so rent now you're weighing now. If you're leaving home, is it because in the name of girl power, I want to be by myself?
And that's the question I was asking. Why do people leave home? I think that there's a plethora of reasons why people leave.
So here's the thing. I think that some people leave because they think I'm grown enough and I want to live my own life. You want to be able to come home at 2 a.m. You don't want to have to like knock and someone have to open the door for you. You don't want to maybe have to deal with a little scolding from your parents or something like that. Fair enough. But
that's one of several reasons.
I know.
Okay.
But what other reasons could there be?
Just wanting to have solitude beyond the scolding, which is a major factor for a lot of coming of age people, young people who are coming of age.
Solitude is a privilege.
You just want peace. It's a privilege that comes with living alone.
But solitude...
I don't wake up at 6 o'clock because someone else in my house has woken up.
But solitude is a privilege that you get when you can feed your fucking self. Like, the thing is that...
When you can feed yourself, that means you can afford your place.
Exactly. And so it's a privilege that comes with that. But when you can't, when you have a situation where the economy is difficult. You're not being paid that well. Maybe you're being paid enough for you to leave, but you're not being paid enough for you to save if you leave. Do you understand?
I think it's priorities, really. Because if somebody really prioritizes their peace of mind, which contains or comes with a said solitude,
they will pay the amount.
They would be hungry in their house. But at the end of the day, they're in a house, their own apartments. I've seen people who have rented spaces that don't have couches or any form of furniture. But the peace of mind of knowing that you don't have to deal with a couple of family members who would wake up and be disturbing you. And this is not even like the toxic or drama or abuse or whatever that people also have to deal with, and why somebody wants to move.
But that I understand.
The calm, the peace of going to work and coming back and knowing that there's nobody coming to stress me when I go home. I just want to rest. I just want to enjoy my company, or I just want to.
Do you think there's foresight in that though? And so you have peace for now, but what about tomorrow?
That peace also feeds in a lot of things. I guess where you're coming from. That peace also said peace. Also,
said peace.
Not because it's peace, it's in peace though, but like
relative.
It affects a lot of things, or it impacts a lot of things. The kind of the way the state of your mind is really to be able to make certain decisions. Like I said, you come from work, you need the peace of mind to recover for the next day, or make certain plans, or just be in a good mental state. That peace will affect your frame of mind to be able to make key adulting decisions and stuff like that. So if you come back and your little sisters are in the house coming to stress you over something, you don't get that me time to be able to strategize and plan.
Mental
and that's
health
the point.
Is currency.
Yeah, really. And it affects a lot of things, right? You need that time to be able to plan for the adult life that you are working towards, hence you moving. You are entering that adulthood, and adulthood comes with responsibility. So if you are able to rent, it shows actually you are being responsible for yourself. And that's just one benefit. Why do people move again? I think I have another reason why people move. I think that was contained in the peace of mind thing, the toxicity that people have to deal with in family houses. Not like all sorts of family houses. Abuse, attack, whatever.
Like some people, I mean, this is one thing I love about TikTok. People are able to record real life in the moment situations that they face. There was this girl who, she recorded herself, like the anxiety that you have dealing with. She was trying to be a content creator, I think, recording content, but I think her mom was making it so difficult. There was even clips of Speed, his mom.
See, another thing, you are limited because
giving him a hard time when he started the content creation, the streaming thing.
It's true.
Yeah, and so that makes sense to me.
So she kicked me out.
Kicked you out where?
No, she told me to quit.
Yeah.
Or I'm leaving. Like, or like, you can't do this in my house. So I'm like, I'm out.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I'm out. Like I'm not about to stop. Like I was already averaging like 20 viewers. I had like 1,000 subs, 2,000 subs.
Right.
Like I'm already going. So I'm like, and once I start something, I'm not stopping.
Right.
So boom, she kicked me out. I moved to my dad in Detroit. Then I kept going. My dad didn't really care. My dad let me. Shout out to my dad. Right. Shout out to my mom too. I still love my mom. She just didn't know what was going on.
So what do you think about, I'm thinking about people who decide, instead of going to live alone, I'm going to partner with someone. Whether that is through marriage, especially if that is through marriage. Do you think that, people are maybe deciding to settle in order to get the benefits of the structure that gives them? Like,
wouldn't that be a reach?
I don't think so.
Honestly, wait. So because you want to have your own place away from your family, you are getting married to have your own place with your partner. It comes as a benefit. Honestly, from where I stand.
Richie says 7 minutes more.
Honestly, from where I stand and from the experience I have as somebody who is not married, I don't think one of the things that would drive me to marry is because I'll have my own place with my partner, really. I think that's just by the way. It just comes as an added benefit because now you have a place. But yes, I get it for a lot of people where I hear people say it even as jokes that they'll move straight from their parents' house into their new homes with their partner.
Yeah.
And it's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking it's maybe a practical decision to make.
Right.
Instead of renting your own place.
You just wait.
Because, someone broke it down for me.
Okay.
That he views marriage as a partnership where you get to share certain life responsibilities, right? And so if it's rent, I'm sharing the rent with you. If it's utilities, I'm sharing it with you. And so it takes off some of the burden that I would have had if I was living alone.
Granted. And I think, that's like, I'm thinking of this from more of coming of age, like you're from university fresh, starting your life, then you've moved out of your parents' house or you're still living with them. But that's like, to that extent, I agree and understand that yes, marriage also gives you the avenue to deal with all those shared responsibilities that you mentioned. But I don't think it can be it can for a lot of people, and I'm saying from where I stand, I don't think it should be a good enough reason why you should be wanting
if that's like the sole reason why you're going to
it's crazy. Hey, Charlie, that'd be insane. But
rent until
but in other parts of the world, even not to the married level, even in normal relationship dating stages, people are moving in with their partners.
Yeah.
And that works because in those societies, not a big deal, right? But it's just a lot of dynamics. We're not talking about marriage here. My point is, if you can make your life easy by partnering with someone to rent a place, and you need to leave your parents' houses, not because you want your girlfriend to come over or your boyfriend to come over, which is the reason people are also moving house. And that's, Charlie,
that's crazy.
That's on you.
Adults, Charlie, adults who not come. No, because the level of responsibility that's placed, there's so many layers to this, because the question is, do you even have to date?
Hey, that's insane.
I mean, I'm just saying, if it means... if dating means it puts all of this pressure to like, some people, especially men.
Why are people wanting to leave their parents' house to be able to date? You can date in your parents' house. Why do you want to have your place?
Especially men. Men get shamed for still living in
their parents' houses, society's expectations.
Like maybe in his early 20s and he's living with his parents, and people are looking at you sideways.
I've seen videos where ladies are saying, if he doesn't have his own place, it's a red flag. I can't date him.
Crazy.
That's interesting. I get preference and all, but I get that society's expectation of men a lot of times forces them to want to get their own place because you should have your own place.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that's insane to me. Yeah. Nonetheless, Charlie, the people, and I think living in your parents' house, one of the reasons, and I think I never explained it from the start, is that you save a lot of money to be able to start your life right.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a formula, but granted, you get to save money.
It really helps.
All the rent money you are saving, all the prepaid. If you're in your parents' house, you can be delegated, or you can choose to pick up to be a responsible daughter or son. Pick up certain responsibilities. I'll pay for the water bill,
electricity,
I'll pay for electricity, or I'll be buying the groceries from time to time. But the other things you don't have to deal with because there was somebody doing all of that before you, right? You just need to pitch in from time to time, take up, and that's cool.
But what do you
compared
think
to the amount of money
who kick their kids out when it's like?
When they get to a certain age. Do people do that though? I've not heard a lot of that yet. I know outside the country, I've seen a lot of instances.
I heard this story of parents, these parents, they sued their child for still living in the basement. He was 30 years old or something.
To parents, and so they asked him to parent. Because I know parents...
He should leave the house. They're tired, so they sued him.
That's crazy. And I think, see, that's the thing. So I think one of the reasons people want to rush out of the house is the kind of conditions their parents have put in place, or the conditions that their parents foster, really, to make the house conducive enough to comfortably live there as adults, right? Because if your house is a nice home, not just physically, but like your parents are chill, your siblings, everybody in the family is cool, you wouldn't mind living there because it doesn't affect the state of your mind or even your ability to do certain things. Because imagine you need to do something, they're like, net worth, your network is your net worth, all the things that they say. And you want to go and do one of those networking things that does not fall within your 9 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Because networking goes beyond work time. And your parents are saying, you can't go out as an adult. Or why are you coming late? Not only does it make you feel so out of control or being like you're being treated as a child, but also it just affects the things you can do or you can achieve as an adult, right? Yeah. So I guess why people would just say, actually, scratch all of this, I'm going to get my plate, because you don't have to you really don't have to deal with all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a major driver, really.
From like the perspective of someone who grew up Muslim, I feel like the experience is a bit different, especially for a girl, because I think in general, Ghanaians are pretty traditional, conservative, but especially when you go to the Muslim community, my mom was against renting. She was like,
as a young lady?
No. And it's not for financial reasons. It was just for how it will look. She was like, people are going to talk about us. Like, people are going to say this and that. That was the sole reason why this woman did not want me to go and rent. I was like, hey, woman, this house. And I was living with my dad at that time. And it was becoming more and more difficult to live there emotionally, mentally. It was such a look, bro. I must have been, I think, I would have had a mental breakdown at some point if I had stayed there longer. Because there were times when I would walk from Barrier to Spot M, climb the bridge, then go back simply because I want to think. Because it was difficult. This woman should let me go and rent as well. No. But at that time, I think I was like, I don't care about all of this. Like, people are going to say this. No, I still don't care. But like, the money, the vision, I see it. We tried to rent last year and it was a horrendous experience.
Yeah. But
so we went back home.
Think I think that some parents do all of these things that we are complaining about from a place of protection or love, but it's just misplaced or poorly expressed.
Yeah.
Such that, as a young woman, crazy. And I'm saying it because young women are the ones who get a lot of this pressure.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, right? Because like you said, men are expected to leave their parents' house early and start their lives.
That one too, there's some shame involved in that. So men are expected to leave because of shame.
Yeah, and then women are supposed to stay
because of shame.
It's ironic. It's crazy.
Bro.
Right? But really, from a place of, when you live alone as a woman, because society doesn't make it safe for you to even be alone as a woman, it's not safe for you to live alone as a woman.
Bro. Why do I keep saying bro like this?
Who is your bro?
When I say bro, I mean Charlie. Anyways, like, it's true actually, because there's so many things you have to consider. So many things. Because even though living with my dad at some point, it became a bit of a complication, there was a certain safety I felt because I'm living with my dad. Living in my dad's house. Versus
shame.
If I...
Let's talk of that shame. How is it shameful to live with your parents? Is it that you've got to a certain age and you're still living with your parents? Is that the case? Because what's the shame of living with your dad?
No. I said safety.
Safety,
yeah. Like I know that I'm safe because I'm living in my dad's house.
I had shame.
No. But no. Shame. I made a shame.
But there's shame because
there is shame. Like there's shame because if you leave the house, we are dramaing because walk where you're doing.
But if you stay in the house too, you are not responsible. You are not independent.
No, that's for men though.
Some women deal with that too. Like, as your baby, you're still living. I've met people who say to me that, hey, you're still living with your dad. Hey, daddy's girl.
Oh no, but then on the parent side, I don't think women are pressured to leave the house.
No, agreed.
But it's
on
true
society side,
like
even with your peers, even with your peers, like you have peers who are living on their own, and things are like, hey, you're living with your parents. You have to actually, so you have a curfew. That's what they tell you.
Don't disturb my life.
You have a curfew and stuff. We're talking about shame.
He keeps distracting me, lah.
Baby. But yeah.
But it's true, like sometimes there were times when some of my friends, university, they'd be like, oh, Charlie, I'm renting here. I'm like, hey. Now, when you're rent, hey. Some of them too, and I don't mean to take anything away, but there's some of you guys, it's some people that are renting for you.
Hey, this one.
I'm just saying, like, some of you, and I mean,
but nonetheless, they live alone.
Game is a game. No, but if you get a sugar daddy, and he says that he will rent a place for you, by all means, go ahead.
And I think that is equal to the point we made about people getting because they want to be able to do certain.
To stay home.
Hey, Charlie, speak up. What is on your chest?
Go ahead. No, you'll be made to feel like you're behind in life, but by this time, no, sugar daddy.
At the end of the day, they have their place because they see, even if it's a sugar daddy, right? And this is not in support or against. My point is, people get. And why do people leave their parents' houses? Why do people get their places? Because they want to be able to do what they want to do, right? So if people are getting a place because they are in a relationship, they feel they need the privacy or whatever. That sugar daddy point and those privacy people are in the same bucket because they need the space.
Yeah. Sugar daddy, salt daddy.
Naseeba.
It's not to a boyfriend.
But you know what? In defense of those who leave and live alone, I'm being careful now. You understand? Yeah, those who live alone. In defense, it prepares you for the thing you've been running away from.
I agree.
Inevitably, you are going to have to
at some
live
point,
alone.
There has to be a certain friction and there has to be some amount of rebellion. Like you have to push against.
Yeah, you need to sever the tie between your parents' constant provision and protection and the safety of living in your
got to put them in their place because they don't know their place sometimes.
And so you need to either So the rebellion place of, oh, your parents, don't leave the house. Don't go and live on your own because we are protecting you. Yes, granted, all of that. My point is more of the earlier you do, the better, to an extent. If you can, the earlier you start living alone to be able to familiarize yourself and prepare and plan and find your way around it. Like,
I'll also advise roommating.
Yeah, the longer you delay living alone will not take away from the fact that you need to prepare and know how to live alone.
Yeah,
you know how to live and be responsible for yourself.
You get divorced too, and you still have to live alone. I'm just saying, like, you have to prepare for all that. But most of you don't. When you get married, get divorced.
This lady has things.
I'm just saying. Be realistic.
Wow.
Some of you will tie. But what do you want to my baby will be there?
You know what?
And so you know, you gotta prepare for all that.
That's such an insane point.
Saying, wow. Charlie, let's wrap up because Richie is going to beat me up.
Oh, Richie should calm down. Richie, do you live alone? Intia.
Do you also have a sugar daddy?
That is insane. You really say sugar mommy? Wow.
Richie, oh my god, you guys sugar daddy to rent for you.
So the independence of it all.
A
lot of people say, "Oh, I leave my house to be. I leave my house to be independent. I want to live on my own because I need to be independent, learn how to and take care of myself." But is it more of an action? Do you need to leave your house to show you're independent, or you can still be independent in your parents' house?
That's a very
because I think that is where a lot of adults who live with their parents. Because I know people who live in their parents' house and are as independent can be.
Yeah, they do crazy. They do it. Some people
do you need to live do you need to leave to prove that you are independent? Is it a mindset thing or an action thing, or is it more of a physical thing? You need to be out of a space to show you are independent.
It depends on your situation. It depends on the kind of parents you have. Like I said, like some of them don't actually respect you as an individual. They don't recognize you as someone who is a grown-up who needs to live their own lives, right? Some of them also might respect that, but they're not open to
accommodating the fact that
exactly
right
to the point where they can understand that you can be in that house and still not be beholden to some of the expectations that they have of you.
So do you think a lot of parents infantilize their children because they've lived with them and become familiar with them as their kids for so long?
They're their child.
So long as you're in my house, you're still my baby, my child.
You have to remember, some of your parents had you so that they could still be married because you saved their marriage. And so, they don't have a healthy connection. Why are you looking at me?
You know what?
They don't have a healthy connection.
Session.
I don't know
because all these things are saying
are very controversial today.
No,
because of the hoodie.
Yeah, that's wild.
So here's the thing.
Wow.
It's true though, because some of your parents don't have healthy relationships with you. There's a certain unhealthy attachment they have with you.
So you're like
because they use you as
source
an
of glue.
Exactly.
I get it.
You have a bad husband, you have a child. It makes it manageable. Bad husband, child. At least I have a child. And so child no per se or leaving house no. They won't allow you to leave because
if you leave, they have to deal with
exactly. They don't have you as a distraction. They don't have the escape anymore.
Not that you mentioned.
So you tell them to find their own lives.
It brings the whole conversation of people who have been saying, "Oh, they don't want to have kids," and how they are bashed for it. And then some of them's responses are, "You don't need to have kids." Yeah, we should have that as another topic. How you don't need to have kids because kids are not like a must, but people have kids because they will need to, or it's a sort of achievement or accomplishment for some people.
Yeah, it's a tick box.
Sort of, you need to tick that box. Like once you're married, you need to have kids and all that. So I get what you mean. Interesting conversation.
Yeah, Charlie. We'll open it up out. So we have two things: the parents being attached to the child thing, and then of course the what's that? The children one. They're having children.
I think we just need to be realistic when it comes to leaving or living on your own, because I think living with your parents can be a great financial strategy.
What's the saying? Cut your cloth
according to your size.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I think it's a great strategy. Financial strategy, really. In all of this, the reason I'm saying financially is because have you seen the state of the world?
Bro.
Have you seen the economic state of the world? Like, there's no way you are planning financially and then you think a good financial, and that's what I'm saying, unless the pros outweigh the con. You don't need to, if you're a young person watching this, you don't need to leave.
If
you can still live and just try to make adjustments.
No matter how rich you are, in my opinion, if you're not being forced to leave and you have a good life in your parents' house.
But here's what's like we mentioned about independence and adulting, whatever. Some people have explained that they needed to leave their parents' houses for that instinct to kick in, that Charlie, this is my life, I need to take control of my life and start living as an adult, right? Enough. So I think there's a lot of factors that influence such decisions, but it shouldn't be flimsy things like pressure of, hey, I need to have my friends over, so let me go and get my place. I need to have my partner over, my boyfriend over, or my girlfriend, so I need to have, it shouldn't be flimsy things. Beyond that, you need to be strategic. It's a very important decision that you need to be making for yourself, because the amount of time you lose paying rent and money you lose paying rent, that money can be invested in other things that can like benefit you. I know people who have had to go to their parents' house to be able to afford big things they've been chasing for so long. So it can be beyond financial, just like weigh the pros and the cons. If you're there, your mental health is in tatters because of abuse and whatever, a good option would be leaving. It's easier to say like this, but there's so much more that goes into it. Like, what are some of the solutions that's you can get for that problem beyond leaving? Can you stay in your parents' house still because you cannot afford it and still solve those primary issues? And that brings me to the strict parents. I know we're supposed to wrap up, but like strict parents and how they make it difficult for you to live with them. Should you be working on softening, as it were?
You have to be really strategic. Like, you have to know who you live with and be able to give them what they're looking for. But like, I don't know,
because imagine someone is 25 and their parents are really strict. So you can't go out or come back at this time, curfew, whatever. At that age, should there be another way of approaching the situation so that you can still live comfortably as an adult compared to when you were a child?
Go through it. Go through the difficulty. Plan your life in such a way that in a few years you can live comfortably. Like, if you don't have any options at that time, you will have to deal with them being that difficult.
Options. That's the key word. Options.
Exactly. You don't have those options. You have to deal with it. You have to. Honestly. So go through it. We are human beings. We always find a way to adjust. Make sure that you're actually setting yourself up so that you can leave at some point. Financially, especially.
Because you're bound to leave. Another thing.
Exactly.
No matter how you delay,
you leave well.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom would tell me that just go through it. Go through it. It'll end, bro. Nothing
going
lasts
through it too
forever. And so if it's 2-3 years, whatever it is, go through it. Make sure that you're planning properly towards it. When you leave, you leave.
We never spoke about the sharing of apartments, though.
Sharing of apartments, like
having a roommate thing,
We'll talk about that next. That one too is a whole different thing, because people...
I think that's a great solution, though. Like,
yes, exactly. But then some people
end up living with people.
Some people end up meeting Adolf Hitler as... Well, Adolf Hitler is a bit... But like, some of you will meet...
Their nemesis as roommates, right? It's a lot. Roommates, I agree. I agree.
We're going to be eating your...
But that's one solution. If you want to cut down renting, if you're splitting it, I mean, it's done in other parts of the world. That helps.
Thank you so much for watching this episode. My name is Naseeba. We didn't do all of that Naseeba things.
Yeah, in the start.
But it's fine. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Some of you watching, you don't subscribe. And it's not fair, you know. You guys will end up staying in your parents' house forever. You end up in your parents' house forever. You don't subscribe.
We're not mad if my parents has a mansion. You see, that's the thing. If your parents has a house, you know, people's houses are detached.
A mansion with a roof that nobody can enter.
There's like a huge house, and then there's like another part of the house where you can stay. So it's like you're living with your parents, but you're not living. You know, that's the thing. You're living with your parents, but you're not living with them because there's another part of the house. So I think
not everybody has that mansion. Really.
That's the thing. So I think that's why you can't just tell somebody, oh, leave. Because you don't know.
It's not that easy.
People have like other parts of the house that are like another house on its own. Like another.
Everybody's renting. Space
anyways, my name is Seraphine. I didn't mention my name because the issue has overed me.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Follow us, subscribe, like she said, and leave your comments.
Down
we've been
below.
seeing them.